You're watching WAFF 48 News Today.
Good morning and thank you for joining us on this Monday. I'm Tiani Jones.
And I'm Lauren Morrison in for Jim Abbott. You were just saying you're over the dreary weather.
I am.
I'm over it. I'm sure a lot of you are too out there. Toronto's controversial mayor is back in the headlines this morning. This time, Rob Ford is shown in a new YouTube video and he appears to be drunk. I'm terrified.
You wouldn't stand that close, would
that
you?
reporter was like on top of the cage. That thing is gross.
You hear that thing snort?
I don't
Holy
know.
cow.
James Lawhorn, the CEO of the company, faces an unrelated fraud charge in Tennessee, and because he didn't show up for court yesterday morning, a judge issued the warrant. This also comes after several affiliate farmers here in Alabama filed a class action lawsuit.
Still seeing some icy possibilities out there, so be careful this morning.
Especially when you're going over the overpasses, bridges.
Yeah.
That's where we're seeing those slick, icy patches. Huntsville police have actually issued some of those road advisories earlier this morning. WAFF 48's Muriel Bailey live on Chapman Mountain for us all morning long. Ice actually causing an accident there this morning. Muriel? Well, with Christmas behind us and New Year's approaching, preparations for some big celebrations will make news in the day ahead. You know, Jeff, we always hate on you when the weather's bad, so I think that we should give you a little love. It has been gorgeous these past couple of days.
Yeah. Good morning, Lauren.
Good morning, Jim. Well, here in Limestone County, 4 people were killed on April 27th. In Jackson and DeKalb County, 43 people were killed, including James Sparks' wife. His story is one that we've been following from the very beginning, and I headed over to Sand Mountain the other day to check in and see how he's doing 2 years later.
Yeah, I seen it hit this house right up here. There was a two-story house right up there, and we seen it hit it. What I seen of it looked just like a sandstorm coming at you. Just a big wall cloud with debris in it.
James Sparks remembers the tornado that severely injured him, his brother, and his son, destroyed his home, and killed his wife.
It blew dust to the power line pole down here.
2 years later, his injuries are healed and his house rebuilt, but James still struggles every time a storm warning is issued and the sirens go off.
Don't hesitate to do something. Get in your vehicle, get out of the way, crawl in a ditch, do anything. Because in a matter of 15, 20 seconds, your life can be changed forever.
It was just after this pharmacy in Athens opened up this morning that a man walked through this door and asked to speak with the pharmacist.
When he came in, he had been looking around at the store, just different things, and then he told me that he had a list of his medications that he would like for me to look at. He looked around and saw that there were other customers in the store, and he said he had the wrong list, so he turned around and left.
But he came back a short time later, this time with a note on a napkin demanding painkillers, Adderall, and needles. The note also said he had a gun.
I looked at him, and I could tell that he did not have a gun. I was sure that he didn't have a gun. So I showed him mine and told him to get down on the floor.
Milby says the man pretended like he was going to get down on the ground, but then he bolted for the door.
And then he ran back behind the store, and I watched him through the window, watched him run away.
Milby has worked at the Westside Pharmacy for 15 years. He says they've never had a problem in the past, but today's attempt is the second in 8 months.
It's a sad state that we've actually come to now, that we have people that have stooped to this, but you got to be careful. You got to be careful.
He's a Newmarket veteran, about how he was drafted, about how he was shipped out of Boston, landed in England, and began training for the invasion that we now know today as D-Day. And that's where we pick up Harold's story as he was getting ready to step foot on the beaches of Normandy.
I wore this in my boots. You can tell it was well worn. And I made a notation there that July the 6th, 1944.
Invasion started 7:15 a.m.
June 6th, 1944. It was a day that changed America and Harold McMurrin's life.
When we got on the beach, I think I had 3 modes that I went through. First, I was afraid, then I was scared, and then I become numb. I just went. I did my job, didn't worry about the consequences. Machine guns was going off around you. Artillery was going off around you. And you see all these dead bodies and everything laying around. Wonder if the next one would be you.
Today, many veterans have made the decision to go back to France for the anniversary and walk on the beaches they stormed 70 years ago. But Harold has no desire to return to the place that took so much.
I left what I had there. I don't want to go back.
On this anniversary, Harold doesn't look back, but foot forward to the future of generations to come.
I want them to know that freedom's not free. And they need to start looking at their history books, because if they don't, history will repeat itself, and they will be the ones having to do the same thing that we did.
Dispatchers here at the Morgan County Call Center answer hundreds of calls a day. But on Monday, when dispatcher Jennifer Corum answered a call, she could tell from the voice on the other end of the line that something was terribly wrong.
911, where's your emergency? I knew that it was pretty bad because you could hear other people in the background.
On the other end of the line, 14-year-old Carly Goodwin. Her neighbor, Robert Ryder, had just collapsed.
I had no clue. I just thought maybe he was hurt, and I had no idea he was already dead.
With no CPR training,
I watched TV, so I kind of knew how to get the head up and stuff like that. But that was about it.
the dispatcher on the other end of the phone became not only Carly's lifeline, but Robert's too.
I just put the heel of my hand, like she said, on the middle of his chest, and I put the other one right there and pumped 200 times with a little bit of pressure. I'd get a heartbeat, it would stop, so I had to keep doing it.
Carly continued CPR until emergency crews arrived.
The ambulance guy said I was brave and strangely calm, and he's like, seriously, you did a great job. If you wouldn't have done what you did, he would have been a goner.
As for the man whose life she saved, he knows Carly held his life in her hands.
What do you think would have happened if Carly wouldn't have been there?
I'd have died. I would have died for sure. She's got an angel. Yeah.
Elizabeth, police have provided us with very basic information up until this point, but I can tell you that one person is dead and another person is being questioned. Hey, good morning, Jim. I'm off of North Memorial Parkway in Huntsville right now. I've been traveling through I-565, Chapman Mountain, Montesano, really just seeing wet roads, and it is cold out here, but we haven't really seen any ice, just a little bit of ice on top of Montesano and some tree branches. But for driving conditions, for the most part, the roads are just wet. But if you are just about to head out this morning, remember, overpasses like this one on Memorial Parkway and bridges elsewhere are the first to freeze when it gets cold like this and the roads are wet. And we are hovering right around that freezing mark. So keep that in mind as you head out the door this morning. Yeah, don't even try it. Don't even try it. Well, I actually just saw Buck Rogers. He's the GM of the Stars walk in, and I think he saw my performance. So I'm hoping he puts me on the team. You think I got what it takes? Yeah, maybe a bench warmer, maybe. Debris scattered everywhere. Tractor trailers toppled over like toys here at the Jet Polymer plant in Fort Payne, Alabama. Now, there were 2 workers inside of this plant when this storm moved through last night. They say they believe that this was a tornado.